Okay, welcome to part 7 of the cover song video tutorial. In this video, we're going to look at how to mix a song and the methods that I use to put everything together. So stay tuned. So in this video, we're going to look at how I mix the song and get it ready for mastering. So there's no magic formula on how to do this. It depends on what you want your song to sound like. If it's bass heavy, vocal heavy, or everything blended in the background, all depends on what you want. So there's no right or wrong way. And again, I'm not an expert. I just mix it to the way I want it to sound. So hope you find this helpful. So let's jump into Logic and take a look. Okay, so now we've got the audio tracks mixed to not too bad. I'm liking the way they sound, so I do a little bit of pre-mastering before I actually do the mastering. And if you look over here in the master channel, when I'm doing the mixing, I have a track here, or a preset, sorry, that with no effects, so that takes out any delays, allows me to get everything sounding good. Then I go to my preset track, which is here, and I'll go through each of these functions here and sort of show you what I do. Multipressor, I don't do a whole lot of adjustments in here. I kind of pick presets and they seem to work pretty well for me, and it's very subtle changes but you can hear them, so I pick something there that sort of brings it all together nicely and sort of levels it out. I then use Mastering the Mix Reso, which is a great tool. You simply play your song, play your track, you go here, you hit calculate targets, give it a minute, calculates all your targets, and then you engage them all. And then what happens is you'll see all the points here, and as you can see when I'm talking my voice here, it's pulling it up higher. It will take out all of those high frequencies that sort of give that, take away the clarity of the mix. So this works very well. It's very subtle, but I really enjoy using that, and it makes it sound really nice. The next two main plugins I use are Mastering the Mix Bass Room and Mix Room. These are both very, very powerful plugins. If you haven't used them before, I suggest downloading the demos and giving them a try. They work really great, very simple to use. You have presets here. I'll show you the presets really quickly. You can go into specific presets. They've got tons and tons of presets, or you can actually drop a reference file here. So what I would suggest, what I usually do, is I'll take my track that I'm doing the cover for, if I have that as a demo, I'll drop that in here and allow the program to use that as a reference. And if we go over to the mix room, exactly the same thing, we can drop it into here. So I'll show you how to do that in a minute after I go through the other plugins. After that, I put in the Abbey Road mastering chain, and I use the Kramer tape just for saturation and to level everything out. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. I start with presets, and then I make small tweaks back and forth until it sounds good. That's a whole course in itself. I'm not an expert in the course. I have a good ear to adjust to what I think sounds good, and then I'll check it on studio monitors, etc. I've just sort of learned as I've gone along trying this. I start with presets, that's usually a good start, and then make small tweaks. And then if you take the adjustments that you want to do and go extreme high or low, then you'll hear exactly what it's doing. For example, saturation, if you crank that right up really loud, you'll hear what it's doing. And then you can pull it back and get the adjustment just in where you like it. Same with the Abbey Road. Again, there's tons and tons of settings here. I'm not even going to get into how to use this. There's lots of YouTube videos on how to use this. I always start with a preset and then make adjustments from there. Sometimes I'll end up with a few that I really like, and I do have a couple down here that I've saved that I've liked, so I might try that the first time, see how it works, and then again go from the settings from there. So that's sort of a pre-mastering that I do. This sort of just sort of glues everything together, makes it sound, there's no extreme frequencies, etc. It kind of levels it all out nicely, so it sounds pretty good. And then when I get to the mastering chain, that allows me to have a good file to start with. So when I'm at this point, I'm not going to go through the whole scenario of this. You basically do the levels for the right volumes, etc. I'll put this in here to get it sounding half decent. Then we just need to bounce this out and make a one WAV file track. So the way I do that is you highlight the tracks that you want to, or the length that you want to bounce out, starting at 1. I tend to go a little bit past where everything is, because near the end of the song there's a bit of echoing and everything's sort of fading out. So you want to make sure you go well past that, and you can trim that up later. So it's better to be too far than not far enough. So you highlight that part there. Then you go into File, Bounce, come down to Project or Section. You want to select PCM, file format of WAV, 24-bit, 44-100 interleave, and none for dithering. Unchecked here, offline for the mode, normalization off. These are the settings that I use that seem to work fine. You click OK. And then just to keep organized, because you can see I've got lots of different references here for the song. I've got the name of the song. Today is April 30th. So I will type in April 30th. I've already got an April 30th in there. The time right now is, well actually I'll put 2 to show that was my second save. And then we just click. Okay, so we finished bouncing this. So I'm just going to show you how the bass room and mix room works. So if we wanted to use the presets, that's fine. We can actually do that no problem, just by picking out, like I mentioned before, you pick the little target, the rock here. There's tons of different settings for both. There's actually both the same, very similar. Or we can use a reference. So if we wanted to use a reference track, we can click here and just says drop files here. Okay, so I've brought in the reference tracks. So now basically all we need to do is just create some targets. So we can pick some transitions here and maybe here and create targets. And while it's doing that, we can come over here. We just drag into here. We're just picking all the transitions, create some targets. And it gives us the set points that it suggests. So we just simply move these bars to where it says we should do it. And there we go. So that we can always tweak that, but that gives us, again, that's a sort of a preset, gives us a sort of a set area to start, and then we'll just tweak accordingly. So that's how we use that. It's a great plugin. So if you get a chance to try out the demos, give it a shot. I tried the demos out, and within about 2 days, I ended up buying them because they work really well. Okay, hope you found this helpful, and the next video we'll start looking at how I do the mastering, and then we'll look into getting it released onto the streaming services. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Okay, so that's the method that I use for mixing. So I've got it all prepared now to put it into a mastering program, and then we can start mastering. So in the next video, we'll look at how to master the song, and then after that, we'll look into how to distribute that to streaming platforms. If you like, please subscribe, please make a comment, hit the notification bell so you know when we put up another video, and thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.